Hello students, how are you? Hope you are doing well. I am also fine here. So it has been over a month that you are continuing with your online classes. After all, I made my appearance here for the first time. I have already heard that your Wahida ma'am has completed the second lesson, that is laws of motion. So I shall start with the third lesson, that is called gravitation. Okay, so without any further delay, let us start the lesson. So the lesson name is gravitation. The lesson name is gravitation. So whenever we think about gravitation, the first person that comes to our mind is Sir Isaac Newton. So there was a famous story, most of you have heard about it. It was about Sir Isaac Newton sitting under a tree when an apple fell down. So if we would have been there, we would have taken the apple, we would have washed it, and then we would have ate it. Most of you will not wash also, you will just take and put it inside your mouth. But Sir Isaac Newton, he thought that when the apple broke from the branch, why did it come down? Why didn't it go up? So he thought about it for a long time, and ultimately he came to a conclusion which led to the invention of a very important branch of physics, that is called gravitation. So gravitation, so according to him, all objects placed near the earth gets attracted towards the earth, moves towards the earth. Similarly, if there are any two masses that are placed nearby, they will also come towards each other. Okay, and that force, a very basic force acting between two masses, is called the gravitational force, or simply we can say gravitation. So we'll first write the definition of the term gravitation. So what is gravitation? It is the force of attraction acting between two objects anywhere in the universe. Anywhere in the universe. It is not that only the earth will attract an object. If we place any two objects anywhere in the universe, they will be attracted towards each other. So we can say that it is an universal force. It is an universal force. Okay, that means anywhere in the universe, anywhere in the space, if we take two objects, they will attract each other. Now the next term is called gravity. This is the term we are more familiar with, because gravity is the force of attraction between an object and the earth. That means it is a special case of gravitation. Gravitation is the force of attraction between any two objects. Now when one of the object is considered earth, then the force of attraction is called gravity. Between the object and the earth is called gravity. So it is the force of attraction between an object and the earth, between an object and the earth. Okay, so this is called gravity. Gravity is nothing but it is a special case of gravitation when one of the object is considered earth. Next is your one question. The question is, if two objects are placed on the Earth's surface, why don't they get attracted towards each other? Why don't they get attracted towards each other? Now suppose we consider this as the surface of the earth and we consider these two objects. Now these two objects, as we know the definition of gravitation, these two objects will attract each other. These two objects will tend to come towards each other. But in this case, when we consider these two objects on the earth, at that time the earth is also pulling this object with a much greater force. This object also is pulled towards the earth with a much greater force. Now this force is so large that this attraction between the two objects becomes negligible as compared to this force. As a result, they will stick to the surface of the earth. They will not move towards each other. But if we take the same two objects in the space, suppose they are in the space where there is no gravitation, where there is no force of gravity, that is the earth's force of gravity is not acting on it, at that time they will come towards each other. So the thing is that when we consider two objects on the surface of the earth, they will, according to definition of gravitation, they will get attracted towards each other. But here in this case, if we consider this object and the earth, then this force, the force of gravity, is much greater as compared to the gravitational force acting between the two masses. As a result, they will remain fixed to their place, they will not come towards each other. So the reason is, write down the reason, the force of gravity acting between the earth and the object is much greater than the force acting between the objects. So this is the reason why the two objects do not get attracted towards each other on the surface of the earth. But if we take these two objects on the space, they will definitely come towards each other. Okay. Now the next topic that we are going to discuss is your centripetal force. Centripetal force, briefly, in details you will do it in class 11, Right now you need to understand what is centripetal force. So the next term that you will write is centripetal force. So what is centripetal force? So suppose we consider a circular path. If we consider a circular path, we consider an object here. Now this object, when it moves in a circular path, a constant force will act towards the center. A constant force will always act towards the center. Wherever the particle is, it might be here, 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 anywhere, a constant force will always be acting towards the center. So this force is called the centripetal force. So you write down the definition. When a body moves in a circular path, when a body moves in a circular path, a constant force acts towards the center of the a constant force acts towards the center of the circle, called centripetal force. So whenever a body moves in a circular path, a constant force will always act towards the center of the circle, and this force is called the centripetal force. Now suppose let us write the expression also, because the derivation of this expression you will do in class 11. So if this is small r, there is a particle of mass m, and its velocity, the velocity with which it is moving, is v. So the expression for centripetal force will be F, which is equal to m v square by r, mass into velocity square divided by the radius of the circular path. So in case, so if we see the motion of earth around the sun, if we consider the motion of the earth around the sun, then suppose we consider this orbit of earth around the sun. Suppose this is the sun, and this is the orbit, earth's orbit. This is earth, this is our earth. So the earth is also moving in a circular path. So since it is moving in a circular path, a constant force will act towards the center, as we have seen in the definition of centripetal force, that whenever a body moves in a circular path, a constant force should always act towards the center of the circle. That force is called centripetal force. So whenever the earth moves around the sun, there is a centripetal force that is acting towards the sun, and this force is the centripetal force. And this might also, you can also say that this, we know that between the earth and the sun there will be what? The gravitational force. There will be the gravitational force, because sun is an object, earth is an object, so a force of attraction will act, and that means this centripetal force, here the centripetal force is the gravitational force of attraction between the earth and the sun. So we can write that the gravitational force between the earth and the sun provides the necessary centripetal force, centripetal force for the motion of earth round the sun. Okay, the gravitational force between the earth and the sun, that means the sun is pulling the earth, so that gravitational force between the sun and the earth is the necessary centripetal force that is required for the motion of the earth round the sun. Okay, so I am rubbing it. You have, I think you have already written it. If you have not written it, then you can pause the video and write it down. Okay, next, one more question we'll discuss. One more question, that if gravitational force, if gravitational force between two objects are equal and opposite. We know gravitational force between two objects are equal and opposite. If you don't know, I will discuss it in this question, that if gravitational force between two objects are equal and opposite, then why does a ball move towards the earth but the earth does not move towards the ball? Why is it that only the ball will move towards the earth? Why the ball will move towards the earth, but the earth will not move towards the ball? Here you see one thing, that we take two objects. Okay, we take two objects. Now the pull, we know both will pull each other. So if this object pull this object with a force F, suppose this force is F, then this object will also pull this object with the same force F. That means the force of attraction, the gravitational force of attraction between the two masses are equal and opposite. There, if this object is pulling this one with force F, then this object will also pull this with a force F. That means they are pulling each other with the same force F. Then why, now suppose if we take this ball, if we take a ball and the earth, now the question arises that since gravitational force are equal and opposite, that means the earth is pulling, suppose the earth is pulling the ball with a force F, then the ball will also pull the earth with the same force F. If the earth is pulling the ball with a force F, then the ball will also pull the earth with the same force F. Then what happens? Why is it that the ball will only come towards the earth? The earth is not moving towards the ball. Yes, if we think it logically, then we can't ignore it, because if this is pulling this one, with a force F, the ball is moving. With the same force, the ball is also pulling the earth. So why the earth does not move towards the ball? It should also move towards the ball. So why it is that only the ball is falling towards the earth or moving towards the earth? So the answer is, the logic is, suppose we take this, the mass of the earth as capital M, and the mass of this ball as small m. Okay, we have taken the mass of the earth as capital M and the mass of the ball as small m. Now you have done this in your second lesson, that is laws of motion. This one, Newton's second law of motion, you have done in Newton's second law of motion is that F is equal to force is equal to mass into acceleration. Suppose we consider that this ball has an acceleration a, then and this earth which is moving towards the ball, let us take that the earth is also moving towards the ball with an acceleration capital A. So force on this will be what? M into small a. Force on the ball is what? M into small a. Similarly, the force, because the force is same, so the force on the earth due to the ball is what? Capital M into capital A. Capital M into capital A. Now, if I compare these two equations, we will get that M into small a will be equal to capital M into capital A. M into small a is equal to capital M into capital A, or M by capital M. M by capital M, small m by capital M is equal to what? Capital A by small a. Now think about the masses. Which one has a greater mass? You will obviously say that the mass of the earth is much larger than the mass of the ball. So here we can say here small m is very much small than capital M. So if we see this equation, if small m is very much smaller than capital M, then capital A is very much small than small a, because small m less than capital M. So capital A equal to, this is capital A by small a, so capital A will be very much less than small a according to this equation. So this capital A, you see this capital A, that is the acceleration of the earth towards the ball, is negligible. The acceleration of the earth towards the ball is negligible or almost equal to 0. So we can say that acceleration of earth towards the ball is negligible. So almost 0, that means the earth does not move from it or does not get shifted from it from its place due to this small ball. Okay, again I am repeating it. See here, we know that according to the definition we have seen that the forces are equal and opposite. Now if suppose we take this as the ball whose mass is m and it is moving towards the earth with an acceleration a. Similarly, this earth has a mass capital M and it is moving with a force acceleration capital A. Now we know that the force that is acting on the ball is small m a. The force that is acting on the earth is M capital A into capital A according to Newton's second law of motion. Now if we see that the forces are always equal, so if the forces are equal, then MA will be equal to capital M into capital A. If I cross multiply, then we get small m by capital M is equal to capital A by small a. Now we see that the mass of the ball is very much less than the mass of the earth. So the acceleration of the earth will be very much less than the acceleration of the ball. That means the acceleration of the ball is very much greater than the acceleration of the earth, so the acceleration of the ball becomes significant, but the acceleration of the earth is negligible in this case. So that is why the earth moves, the ball moves towards the earth, but the earth does not get attracted or does not move towards the ball. Okay. Next, the thing that we will discuss is, okay, I am giving you a question, think about it, read the book and try to find out the answer. I will not tell the answer now, we will discuss the answer. If you can find it, it's good, but if you can't find the answer, then we will discuss about it in the doubt clearing session. The question is if a force of gravity acts between the earth and the sun, if a force of gravity acts between the earth and the sun, obviously because these two are two masses, so obviously there will be a force of gravity that will be acting between them. So if a force of gravity acts between the earth and the sun, then why don't they move towards each other? Thank God that they don't move towards each other, otherwise we would have been burnt alive. So move towards each other. If a force of gravity acts between the earth and the sun, because earth and sun, suppose this is sun, this is earth, a force of gravity will act between them because they are also masses, they will be attracted towards each other. So how come that earth does not move towards the sun does not move towards the earth? Why don't they approach or come towards each other? So this is a question that I am giving you to think. You think about it, read the book and try to find out the answer. If you can't find out the answer, then we will discuss it in the doubt clearing session. Okay. So with this, I shall conclude the first lecture on gravitation. We will meet again in the second session. So for now, thank you. Stay home and stay safe. Bye.